I have a funny local artist idea that we could do.
Yeah.
What if we just hear me out? This is going to be a fun reality with a twist experiment. For the local artist, we all have to like start singing a Halloween song at the same time and just hope that we've all picked the same one.
On this episode?
Yeah.
What Halloween songs are there?
What? You don't know the Monster Mash, Thriller,
Spooky, Scary Skeleton.
Jingle, skeletons, jingle, all the skeleton.
That is not the Halloween song. I don't know what type of family you grew up in, but like...
We could try that. We could try that.
God, my fucking camera's blurry again.
You get it. Fix it.
We're not even... the episode hasn't even started yet.
Oh, Dylan, I think Gabe is mad.
What do you think he's mad about?
I think it's because of because your blurry camera.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm tired of you guys not taking reality with a twist seriously.
I can't do anything.
Are we recording already?
I've been recording this whole time on my Audacity.
We're already
Welcome back to Reality with a Twist, or as we call it in October, Spooky with a Twist. I'm Ben.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Gabriel.
And thanks for tuning in for our third Spooky with a Twist episode.
All right, bye.
Question.
Bye. Yeah, what's your question?
Where's Gunner?
Gunner passed away.
For Spooky with a Twist, he decided to really, kind of be in the season, and he decided to die for us. So.
That was the thing. Like he was trying to do a bit where he was like, "What if I actually get into the character with being a zombie?"
He's method acting,
and the method acting went too far.
Yeah,
whatever. He should be back next episode though. Yeah. It's fine.
Hopefully. Welcome to Reality to Twist, especially if you're a first-time listener, potentially from the recent Chair Jesus ad that we ran.
Nobody's here from that.
hey, listen,
hope, right?
the Chair Jesus ad, we may have lost one follower, not gotten any new followers because of that ad, but hey, my comment on his post got 61 likes.
It's at like 70 now.
Why did that pop off?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's
because
you
commented after me and Gabe.
Yeah, I think it's because you said Reality with a Twist, I said Arwat, and then Ben said Reality Your Twist. So I think people were because I think people knew that we were trying to do a Five Nights at Freddy's joke thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, to give context, the comment that I wrote and I quote was, "I love the part where the gang goes, reality has definitely been twisted. Wait, that sounded better in my head." I don't know. It's that now my claim to fame in the month of October is having a Instagram comment get 70 likes. So thanks, internet.
Well, whether you're a new fan from the Chair Jesus ad, whether you're a longtime fan, or you're just tuning in, welcome to Reality with the Twist. We're gonna have some fun here today. Boys, are you ready to start discussing what we're gonna talk about today?
I am so ready, actually.
Can you just
Dylan, I don't want the attitude today.
Can you I wasn't even giving you attitude. Can you just move on with the episode?
You're funny.
Oh, yeah,
you are hilarious.
Yeah, I really appreciate your attitude.
Oh my god.
Average fourth grader joke. All right. Anyways, today, Gabe, the joke is over.
What?
I didn't stop.
What?
What did I do?
He didn't do anything. He was just looking at his monitor. What's your problem?
I thought he was going back to trying to do the straight face after laughing, but it was just
my resting bitch face, I guess. Or witch face because it's Halloween.
Our humor has now gone to the point where we're literally just looking at something and whatever's gonna be okay, that's enough.
Stop it.
Stop.
All right. Well, the meat of today's episode is, it's gonna be a debate. we can't
Okay.
go a reality with a twist season without doing a debate, right?
Naturally.
So this is just going to be a little mini one for the spooky season. So I've tasked each of you with a Halloween icon to defend.
Yeah.
We can talk about our own personal opinions afterwards, of course, but for the sake of the debate, you guys are going to defend the icon that you were assigned with your life. We're going to decide which is the best, which is the spookiest, which is our favorite. So our contenders are ghosts, vampires, werewolves, and mummies. Now, you might be thinking, why are there 4? Well, Gunnar has sent me some recordings.
He's prepped.
Episode.
He prepped beforehand. He knew he wasn't gonna be here, so he got his stuff taken care of now. I'm guessing you're gonna be handling one part as well, Ben.
Yes, I am going to be handling werewolves, and
Okay.
if you would like, I can go ahead and start us off.
I don't think.
I'm
Gabe, I don't
waiting.
think, well, I was about to say I don't think the audience knows what mine nor Gabe's are either, or Gunner's. I don't think you really specified.
Well, would you
Unless
guys like
you're
to
wanting-
reveal yours?
I got vampires. Ah.
I got the mummies.
Oh boy.
This is why I didn't want to reveal it. I'm going to be starting off with werewolves.
This episode's going to shit.
It's over.
Enough.
You
Enough, guys.
can't do your job.
Okay. Anyways, werewolves. I think werewolves are the scariest and most spooky because of the simple aspect that there's a transformation between the innocent, regular human and then the vicious, scary wolf. Because who keeps track of when there's going to be a full moon? When is the next full moon going to be?
My birthday.
Exactly.
A whole year away.
Nobody is ready for when
Yeah.
the werewolf transforms.
Fair.
The average man who nobody knows is the werewolf goes to bed one night and then he wakes up as a werewolf. And I don't know if you guys remember the old Michael Jackson Thriller music video, but the scene where he transforms into a werewolf, it gave me like childhood trauma. It was okay. That was a little too far. It was just scary as a kid. That was
I mean,
all.
I was about to say, like, whenever I saw someone transform into a werewolf, I had thoughts.
Doing.
Boing.
No. But in all honesty, that scene genuinely like made me terrified of the thought of werewolves and like the transformation, because there's always like, it looks painful and there's like a howling, and then once they turn into the werewolf, they're just no longer that person. So I've always felt like werewolves are the scariest and the spookiest Halloween icon out there.
I disagree. Because the thing with werewolves is they're just a wolf. And what's a wolf but just a big old dog? So if you get a little bone, go get it. Werewolf is running away. He even starts playing fetch with you. That's a great pal. That's a great loyal friend. And better yet, if it is your friend in human form, you can be double friends.
Hey,
and
but
also,
you're supposed to be against werewolves, bud.
they're not the spookiest. I'm saying they're not spooky. He could be your friend. And friends aren't spooky. And another thing about werewolves is that some people are into that.
Who wants to go next?
Objection. Can I? I guess I will go next from here. So, fellas, we talked about a little bit about vampires and Gunner's episode, but let me sit y'all down about probably one of the most impactful characters that course corrected what the horror genre would be like. Vampires. Vampires have been deep-rooted in horror movie culture since the earliest of times, hence the not really success of Nosferatu, but obviously afterwards with the many variations of the Dracula franchise, all the amazing actors that have portrayed it, and not just, and vampires as a whole are such a scary concept. Because think about this. It is essentially like a virus that is given to you by someone violating your body. You will unknowingly be minding your own business, and some random person will bite down on your neck, suck your blood, and leave the curse of the vampire onto your soul, dooming you to a life in immortal eternity where you are cursed by the sun, feared by garlic, and have to eat the blood of others or drink the blood of others to survive. It is not a life worth living, and that is why the story of the vampire, while being terrifying, is incredibly tragic. I have way more arguments to talk about vampires, but I want to let my opponents have a chance at winning this debate.
So I don't want to take the floor for too long, but you literally said in your own words the one thing that could take any vampire down, and it's garlic.
That's what I was about to say too.
Everybody has it in their home already. Just get a jar of it. He's burning alive, and he's dead. They can't really die, but he's dead, and he's never going to come back to your house.
See, the thing is that these are very, very minuscule things, with vampires. And also, these are very comical things that are attributed to vampires. Obviously, they are deep-rooted in the vampire's history, hence why I brought them up, and more so to the point to talk about the tragedy of the vampire to entail its spooky behavior and atmosphere. However, the vampire, I feel, at this time and the current culture of the world has definitely evolved. But once again, I subside so my opponents can speak.
I haven't done my intro argument, but I've been just yapping the entire time. Ben, do you want to go again? Or should I do my opening argument?
No, I think we kind of covered the flaws of our good old friend Dracula.
Okay.
So feel free.
Okay. So the thing with mummies is that they kind of strike an inherent fear in all humans, an inherent fear in every living thing ever, which is death. And not just death, but the morbidity of decomposition to a certain point. Let me just send you guys some photos, and you tell me in Penis Channel, which one of these things is more scary? Just a sec.
I'm just staring at Savannah Hannah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What's more scary, Savannah Hannah or this? Is that scary? Or
oh my god! Oh my god!
Which one's scarier, that or this? Which one are you more afraid of?
Bro, that man. I think he's still alive.
What?
Bro, that is me after hitting the nastiest Delta 8 pen.
For our listeners,
going 1 hour without the za.
1 hour without Zaza.
And the ghost has a lot of za around him. You can tell that. But for our listeners, I sent a picture of a tablecloth ghost and a mummy. Mummies are just kind of macabre, and they're just they kind of make you feel something because it's literally seeing yourself in the future, but just preserved. These things are old, and usually, not to go too far into my argument, mummies are depicted at Halloween reanimated. So they are not only decomposed, brainless people that have died, and they're just lifelessly, sitting there. They're moving, and they're walking with their arms out, and they're covered in often toilet paper, which is not at all what anybody ever used to cover mummies. But still, it's just like that depiction is horrifying. Imagine seeing like a family friend of yours that has passed, just coming back, just half decomposed, just walking towards you. That's would be so traumatic.
You mean the guy wrapped in toilet paper who goes, "Oh." Like, bro, all you gotta do is close the tomb and return the tablet, bro. Like, what is there to worry about with mummies?
Okay, if this motherfucker came back to life from the dead, I think he can open a damn tomb.
All right, here's my argument though. What's he gonna do? He's just
True.
walking towards me. Once he gets to me, he's decomposed and fragile. What is he gonna do?
He's gonna
What's he
be
gonna
gross.
do when I hit him with the 1-2?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and with every other of the opponents here, to give respect to to obviously my own vampires, but to also the werewolves and to soon be the ghosts, they all have very unique ways to get rid of them. To Ben's point there, all you gotta do is push a mummy, and it's good as gone at that point.
But you guys are assuming these are uncursed mummies. The Pharaoh's curse. Have you heard of it?
The curse of Ra may have.
These often, when they found Tutankhamun, didn't all of them die in separate ways, way young?
I know the scientific reasons behind that.
Well, but it's actually just magic because he's a mummy.
Yeah, that's it. That's the reason.
Their appearance in general is just so has such a visceral, makes such a visceral reaction in you, because it's that is literally it less so a physical threat, is more a psychological threat of facing what you're inevitably gonna be. That is inevitably what you're going to be. Just
I'm going to be a mummy. I'm going to be put into a
little more decomposed
Pharaoh's pyramid, into a tomb where I'm going to be given my own curse. That if people open my tomb, they'll be banished with said curse.
Dylan, you're not important enough to be a mummy, but some of us are. Not me either. I'm not important enough. But
who would qualify as being important to be a mummy?
Well, there's only 3 of us in this call, and the 2 of you already admitted that it wasn't you.
But you're assuming that.
But I'm not.
You're assuming that somebody offered one mummy to our group.
Only one of you here can become a mummy in the afterlife.
Some of us. You said some of us.
Humans. Okay, I've been yapping too much.
Let's Gunner. He has been sitting on his phone idly with pre-recorded clips to state his opinion about ghosts. So.
Yes. So let's hear why Gunner believes that ghosts are the spookiest and scariest Halloween icon.
Okay.
Ghosts are the best because they spooky. And when you think of spooky, you think of ghost. Plus, ghosts are the most real thing we have, if anything is real. So...
Bro just claimed mummies didn't exist.
I was about to say,
hang on.
Plus, some of our presidents are a ghost. And not anything else, you guys are supporting. I have no idea what you guys are supporting, but they're not that. Presidents are ghosts. Yeah.
What the fuck is he yapping about?
Pharaohs were mummies.
Yeah, I think literally, I will say this. Literally 2 out of the 4 people here have existed at some point in history. Those 2 being mummies and vampires.
And werewolves.
Yeah, sure, bud.
Yeah, naturally. What do you mean vampires have existed?
I'll get to my point later.
Okay. Ben, I need to hear more about werewolves.
Hang on. Gunner has one thing to say to all of you who disagree with him.
Okay.
To all of the points that you guys brought up. He came prepared.
Okay.
This is what he has to say to you guys.
I'm sure he's very well researched. Oh man.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys.
Ghosts.
I think Gunner. Yeah.
Ghosts won.
It's you might as well just wrap this up at this point.
Okay.
I don't really want to do this anymore.
Well, we can still continue just for the fun of it. But
okay, how about this? We're already a good few minutes into the episode. How about Ben? You have your second argument because we've all. Well, I think I'm the only one that Have we made 2 arguments yet?
I was supposed to make a second one?
I don't know. Let's just all go one more time and say our final arguments, and then at the end have just 30 seconds to sum it up. We'll time each person, and then we can decide if we have a winner.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys already know what I said about my my werewolf and how spooky and scary they are and disturbing, but I'm not going to go back over that. The one last topic that I'm going to hit is, you know what's scarier than all of these Halloween icons?
What?
Loneliness. Werewolves. Werewolves can't find love because they're just going to hurt the person that they love. Who's the person closest to them when the full moon rises? If they have somebody at their bedside or somebody that they're on a nice romantic evening with, they're going to be torn to shreds. So werewolves have to face the loneliness that mummies, vampires, and ghosts never have to face.
Okay.
I rest my case.
I disagree.
I
feel like each of us, like even mummies, God forbid, even mummies have a case of loneliness in some capacity. God, fuck.
Damn it. He makes a point.
I didn't know you guys were teaming up now. This is not fair.
Thank you, Gunnar, for that one.
But still, my point here is that each, of us horror icons have some capability or some impact in regards to loneliness in some form. Pharaohs are destined to have a life chosen for them where they're not able to express themselves as they truly are. Vampires, being the most tragic, are doomed to live a very unique life where they have to live in solitude, rest for hundreds of years in a coffin, hoping that they would find somebody just like them. And then obviously for ghosts, they are the damned souls trying to find their purpose in life. And some of those ghosts, some of those apparitions may have been lost lovers. Werewolves go, ow! Yes. And that is it.
All right. Would you like to make a case for vampires then?
I would love to make a case for vampires. So, before I had to stop talking earlier, I passed off the mic. I mentioned one thing about vampires, and that is the evolution of the vampire character. I think what makes me feel so terrified of vampires is that the identification and the idea of a vampire is never the same. With mummies, they're typically always one-dimensional type of thing. Werewolves are also very one-dimensional. Ghosts have a little bit of variation, but Bro did not want to. Did not want to listen to my argument at all.
For our listeners, Ben just disappeared and just reappeared, but without a camera.
Ben,
can you hear me?
He turned into a ghost.
Oh no! It's his argument. It's work.
You guys.
That's where he comes back on. And he's got like a werewolf.
Werewolf.
Mask.
He has just a full fursuit on. Oh!
He would win if he did that. He'd win. He'd win if he did that. His camera's not loading.
Yeah, it's trying to load.
It's trying. It's all doing all it can. I swear, I'd lose it right now if he was wearing a werewolf mask. I would die. It's not loading.
I'm gonna cut here.
There you
go. Okay.
All right.
So you did not come back with a full-on fursuit or werewolf mask. I'm just saying, if you did that, you would have won immediately. Yeah. I would have conceded him near absolutely. Immediately.
I wish I had prepared that well for this episode.
Aren't fursuits like thousands of dollars?
Oh yeah, they're like thousands of dollars. It's crazy.
That's a lot of money for a bit. I don't think it's a bit anymore at that point.
No, it's just an identity. But no, are we good to go back in?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. Ben was in the process of turning into a werewolf, we think. But
but he stopped it.
He stopped it in time. But still, the point I was trying to make before the technical difficulties happened is that vampires can be anything. And the one thing that I think makes them so terrifying is that there are instances of vampires being real people in this world. I have a couple of instances here. Let's first start off with probably one that you guys might know of, Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Vlad the Impaler was a leader. He was a national hero, a ruler of Romania during the 1400s and whatnot. This man was a terrible human being. Obviously, his people saw him as a hero for the time, but historians have now come to realize just how gruesome of a person he is. And the reason why people associate him with the vampire tag is because one of the things he would do is, eat and drink blood from actual humans that lived in Romania. He was obviously, people would describe him as a cannibal, but the reason why he got the role of a vampire figure is because of his distinction for blood. And it doesn't even stop there. Then let me get to Elizabeth Bathory. I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly, but she was a noblewoman who owned land in the Kingdom of Hungary. And she is also classified as a real-life vampire because, once again, even though she was renowned as a very populous person for her time, she was a terrible person, historians come to find out. Once again, she would kill people. She would drain the blood from their bodies and then bathe in the blood to gain youth. These people existed. These people committed the crimes of what they were designed to be. These are the inspirations that led to Dracula, to Nosferatu, to all these people being created. Vampires are probably as real as you can get with something. And to me, as someone who thinks about fear in many different aspects, I find that terrifying. And most importantly, Morbius.
You make a good point.
I'm just saying.
Dylan, can I make a final counterpoint?
Of course you can.
Sure. They drank blood.
Okay, sure.
No. I have going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
They were horrible people. They probably slew many people. They ate flesh and drank blood and bathed in blood. But they were scared of garlic. They were scared of a spice.
Ooga booga booga.
No. You gotta stop bringing up that argument, okay? You gotta knock it off.
Ben, do you want to do your second argument?
I already did mine.
Oh,
that was it. That was the argument. It was the garlic.
My turn? Is it my turn for the second?
You're back, mummy boy.
All right. You are statistically most likely to, without a doubt, confirmed encounter a mummy on this earth. I don't know if you guys knew this, but vampires aren't real. Werewolves aren't real. Ghosts might be, maybe.
I just.
But you are statistically most likely on this earth to actually open a door and find a mummy, or go down some stairs and find a mummy. It's pretty easy to be accidentally mummified. So even if it's just unintentional, you could just be frozen. That's a macabre. That's a morbid thing to see. Not a Morbius thing to see. A morbid thing to see. And it's really they are unsafe in the fact that obviously somebody has died of something in that area because they are dead, still preserved there. And if we want to get a little bit more supernatural with it, the Mummy's Curse, the Pharaoh's Curse, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to read the first part of Wikipedia. The Curse of the Pharaohs, or the Mummy's Curse, is a curse alleged to be cast upon anyone who disturbs the mummy of an ancient Egyptian, especially a pharaoh. This curse, which does not differentiate between thieves and archaeologists, is claimed to cause bad luck, illness, or death. Since the mid-20th century, many authors and documentaries have argued that the curse is real in the sense of having scientifically explicable causes such as bacteria or radiation. However, modern origins of Egyptian mummy curse tales, their development primarily to European cultures, the shift from magic to science to explain the curse, and there are changing uses from condemning disturbances of the dead to entertaining horror film audience suggest that Egyptian curses are primarily... I'm not going to read that because that goes against my argument. But
he almost blew it.
They're primarily really spooky. But yeah, so if we want to get supernatural with it, yeah, you might be cursed if you stumble upon one because it doesn't differentiate between archaeologists and thieves. But if you want to be scientific with it, yeah, it's unsafe to be by a dead body, whether it's preserved or not. It's just not a good idea. So they're spooky in a very, very, very real way that none of the other ones are really spooky in.
I appreciate the argument, but I'll appreciate it a lot more when most of it wasn't read off of a Wikipedia article. That almost blew your cover.
It said spooky at the end.
Yeah,
and honestly, even if I did read that, it just said it's primarily cultural, not scientific. I know, not like, yeah, it's not scientific, it's cultural, so it's like, it's not really detrimental to my argument, but I just didn't see it necessary.
Well, all right, fellers. The last argument goes to Gunnar. He is going to, finish everything off for us. Are you guys ready to hear what Gunnar has to say?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Can't keep getting away with it.
So I was gonna ask if we could do the 30 seconds. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, honestly, and also I want to throw this out here, just because we're a little bit of an odd number of people today. Let's have the viewers decide who won this debate.
Please.
Because I think we're all a little bit too biased to our own little jurisdictions here. We don't have any neutral parties, so
that is fair.
Our reality with the twisters. In our next Instagram post, tell us who won and who's next. You decide. Epic rap battles of history.
Yeah, viewers of all sorts. This is a good. I'm going to plug us. Follow us at RWATPod on just about everything: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, at RWATPod. And then email us at realitywithatwist@gmail.com if you want to give us a topic suggestion, or if you're wanting to be a guest on the show. We are taking guest applications. We'd love to have you. Rate the episode on Spotify or Apple Music. Write us a review. Or Apple Podcast. It is extremely, extremely beneficial. That is one of the best things you could possibly do for our podcast. So if you like it, please give us 5 stars. Or, I mean, if you want to be more realistic with it, 4 stars. We appreciate that one too.
Whatever you feel like.
If you like us, please rate us. And I think that's about it.
Yes, and also, obviously, Gabe, I haven't run this through yet, but let's keep the signed Ben t-shirt giveaway going for a little bit longer, because I want to make sure people get their entries in, which, by the way, if you guys don't know, last episode I lost an odds where I have to give away a BEMF t-shirt signed by myself to somebody who comments I love Gunner socks in one of our Instagram posts on the RWATPod Instagram. So if you have not done that yet, go do so now, because you might just win yourself a signed BEMF t-shirt.
They're comfy shirts. I have one.
They are very comfy. I can confirm this.
You can wear them as an undershirt. You could wear them under a flannel.
To an interview.
For the fall season.
Definitely to an interview.
Yep. High success rates on those.
So just to maybe, I don't want to take over your episode, but I do want to maybe just put a bow tie on the debate. Ben, if you have anything you want to do to finish us off for the debate, or
no, that was the close of the debate.
Okay.
So at this point, we will be waiting on the RWAT Nation
to reality with the twisters.
Hashtag reality with the twisters. Hashtag RWAT Nation. And I will say, for the record, I actually agree with mine. I think mummies are the spookiest.
I agree that vampires are the spookiest.
I actually kind of agree that werewolves. This is the third time that werewolves are the scariest. I keep saying vampires.
I almost keep winning because you keep saying the wrong thing.
I think it might be a Freudian slip. He might actually like vampires best.
Just admit it. It's not. It doesn't
like vampires.
No one's gonna judge you for liking something, Ben. Remember this.
Well, gentlemen, all this spooky talk has gotten me in the mood for some sort of maybe a Roblox game.
You want a Roblox game?
I would love a Roblox game right now.
You want a Roblox game?
I want a Roblox game.
I got the Roblox game for you, pal. So, I think it goes without saying that if you are an avid Roblox player right now, You'd be surprised that I haven't mentioned this game yet on the show. What game you might be talking about, fellas? Let me tell you a little bit about Blade Ball.
Oh my god.
Blade Ball is an experience that is inspired by many different mods and other games, starting off in Team Fortress 2 with Pyro Dodgeball. What essentially Blade Ball is an experience where you join a lobby with a bunch of other people. You are all around a little arena. You're all equipped with a blade, and what you are hitting is a ball. A ball that is either homing towards you or to somebody else. Your goal is to be the last person alive by deflecting the ball whenever it comes to you and making sure it kills the other people in the arena. This game has swept the Roblox platform off its feet by becoming, this isn't like, make up. It has now become the fastest Roblox game in the platform's history to reach 1 billion visits at a whopping not even 2 months to do it. It is taken Roblox platform by storm, and Just Cause as well, because it is a very, very fun game. It's very simplistic, very easy to get the hang of. Only downside is that it's definitely got some aggressive monetization, but when you're being that successful, you gotta capitalize on the money. So if you want a very fun, simplistic, and competitive experience, Blade Ball is the game for you. I know I typically do spooky with a twist, and right now it's got a spooky theme, Blade Ball does, but I think it's just spooky how popular it's gotten recently.
Fair.
That is quite spooky.
It is very competitive. It is the few times I've tried, people are really, really, really good at that game. And it is impossible to last more than a few little hits, because the second it goes to you and you hit it away, somebody's bound to jump in the middle and just start spamming it back at you until you die.
Yeah, I've gotten a collective 3 wins.
Oh, wow. Wow. I've gotten 0. But it still is fun. It's a fun experience.
Yeah, everybody, please check that out. And I don't know about you boys, but I'm ready for some more spookiness. Do we have any
haunted news? So if you've listened to a few other episodes of Spooky with a Twist, you will know that we are going to each of our college towns, the towns we're in right now, and seeing what kind of spooky, scary skeletons are hidden in the closets of each of these
Get that one
towns.
back in the drafts. Never use that.
No, but we're seeing it if each of these towns are haunted. I think I was originally going to do Indianapolis this time, but I think that should be a finale because it's Indianapolis. So we're going to do Muncie this time. And Muncie, it's a town of around 70,000 people. It's pretty big. You'd think there's quite a few ghost stories. They claim things are haunted, but then they just don't explain any further. So they'll be like, oh, this cemetery is really haunted. I saw a ghost there. And then that'll be it. That's the haunting. It's just like, well, be a bit more specific. I found a few. One of them actually is on Ball State's campus. And then the other one is actually called Beech Grove Cemetery. We're going to go to Beech Grove Cemetery first. Yeah, it's spelled the same way as the town. It is not even remotely related to the town.
Down the street.
Yeah. It'll appear in next week's episode too, when we look at Indianapolis.
When we look at Beech Grove, the city, and the Beech Grove Walmart.
The Beech Grove Walmart is all that we need for the spooky episode.
Yes. So I'm looking so far for any ghost stories about Beech Grove Cemetery. They have a yearly little ghost tour at the cemetery, but it is strictly 18 plus, and it's happening a day before Halloween, which hasn't happened yet as of recording this, so I couldn't tell you any stories about it. So it's almost like they're they're gatekeeping the stories. You have to go to this little tour, but that's Beech Grove Cemetery. Just general ghost things. Just a lot of people have died there. A lot of very important people are buried there, like the Ball brothers, which are the founders of Ball State, and they are also the founders of the Ball Mason Jar Company. Now they're in aerospace, but that's whatever. But they're buried there. A bunch of people back to the Revolutionary War are buried at the cemetery. It's a very massive cemetery, so there's gonna be something people see, but nobody's telling me. But a little bit more specific, we can start talking about Elliott Hall. Elliott Hall on Ball State's campus is a very, very like niche hall that very few people ever walk by, let alone live in. I think they only have 120 people that can live there, and it's for honor students. At least in the years past, I think it's closed due to lack of interest. But honor students, if they lived on campus for 3 years, their senior year, they could live in Elliott Hall. And the big thing about it is that they serve alcohol on the first floor. It's just an honors building. I've never been inside of it. I've walked outside of it. But one of the biggest ghost stories about this place is that the 4th floor is haunted on Elliott Hall. It's a very, very, very old building. So when I was trying to look for information about it, the best information I could find is on a geocaching website. They are the ones that wrote the most about it. And let's just do verbatim. Geocache description. Cache is a match-safe, high muggle area. Flying Monkeys QQ is the originator of the Haunted America Cache series. Elliott Hall is said to have an eerie past that started with his christening in 1937. The building was named after Frank C. Ball's son, Frank Elliott Ball. Frank E. Ball died in a plane crash, and the building is an exact replica of his dorm at Princeton University. According to some reports, students who live on the 3rd floor might wake up to some strange noises in the middle of the night. 3rd floor is the second to top floor. Campus legend has it that on January 26, 1947, William Carl Schomburg hung himself from the rafters of the 4th floor after returning from World War II. He was disfigured in World War II. So his disfigured face and depression from a recent breakup with his girlfriend are said to have led to his suicide. Many students have claimed they've heard a table being dragged across the floor, or what could be feet dragging across the floor. Elliott's Hall haunting has sparked a yearly haunted house tradition that began in 1975. In 2005, paranormal investigator Jeff Davis, not Jim Davis, different Davis, conducted research at Ball State and said Ball State had more paranormal activity than any college campus he has ever visited. Some other haunted places on campus, really one I can think of is in the Robert Bell building. The stairwells are said to be haunted. I don't know why, but that's just people get to talking. And this story is corroborated by Reddit, which is great. On the Ball State subreddit, let's see. I accidentally closed it. That story is corroborated. Elliott Hall is spooky at night. Elliott Hall, 4th floor. Somebody says, why the 4th floor specifically? Legend has it a guy was disfigured in World War II and hung himself up there. Not sure if it was true or not about the hanging, but when I lived on the 3rd floor, sometimes you'd hear furniture moving up there, and no one was up there. Just to note, at the time I lived there, the 4th floor was a study lounge. So it seems that this is our best lead. But I cannot find anything else about it. So that is our Muncie hauntings. Somehow even more boring than Marion.
I don't for Muncie, you'd think that there would be something.
There has to be more. They're not forking over the information because it is a boom town, gas boom town, just like Marion is. I think it was part of the gas boom. Natural gas was discovered here. It exploded in population, and then after a bunch of factory jobs left, it kind of did a Gary thing and kind of is in a bit of a depression right now with a lot of crime and a lot of history and a lot of history that is close. Okay, Ben's gone, but I will continue. A lot of history that's very related to Chicago and a lot of gangster stuff in Chicago in the 30s. So you'd think there's something else, but that is all I could find. If I find any more, maybe by the next episode, I will relay that information. But very disappointing search for Muncie.
But doesn't matter.
boys.
Nick. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have to wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay then.
The building closed 26 minutes ago, and I was just made aware of that.
Okay.
So.
Well.
Okay then.
I mean, haunted news was over. Do we have a philosophical question and then odds?
I had a philosophical question, but
do you just want to go straight into the odds, bud?
let's just go straight into the odds.
Alrighty.
Dylan, what are the odds that you post on your Instagram story? Who wants to hop on some blade balls right now? But you have to say minus the blade at the end. And it has to be a picture of just your legs from the knees down.
50.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
28.
17.
All right.
Okay.
Ben.
Yes.
Ben, what are the odds that you contact Chair Jesus to say, I'd like to run an ad? And then when he's like, okay, you just send him a picture of your face. Say, advertise this, please.
2.
All right. I'll cut you guys down. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Oh.
Yes! That never
All right,
works.
All right. Let me wrap it up. Gabe. What are the odds that you have to record yourself singing the Monster Mash and doing the Monster Mash dance and send it to Chair Jesus and say, can this be advertised next?
I want to say 2, but I can't. I'm going to say 100. No, not 100. For entertainment purposes, I'll say 30.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
20.
14.
All right. I will be sending a message to Chair Jesus. Maybe we'll post it on our Instagram.
I think it should be the announcement, at least part of the announcement for this episode.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you all for joining us for Spooky with the Twist, episode 3, and we will see you on the next Spooky with the Twist.
Wait, can I do a teaser?
What?
Next episode is
Fine.
my episode of Spooky with a Twist, and it is the last episode of Spooky with a Twist. It's coming out after Halloween. I'm either going to do the Halifax explosion, or I'm going to steal Ben's idea of medieval torture method. So either one of those.
Ooh.
Yes. All right, that is it. Sorry.
All right. Ben, sign us out.
Follow us on RWATPod on Instagram, and feel free to reach out any way you see fit. I've been Ben.
I've been Dylan.
And I've been Gabriel.
And we'll see you next time on Reality with the Twist.
Bye.
Oh.